Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're doing a special rugby obsession deep dive.
That's right.
And our mission, well, it's what we always do, take some really compelling sources, this time an article about a, let's say, contentious moment in rugby, and pull out the absolute key insights for you. Think of it as your shortcut to really getting the nuances of the sport.
Exactly. We go beyond the scores. We're looking at the decisions, the thinking behind them, the human side of elite rugby.
And today, we're zoning in on a decision that really made waves, a very tough call in a British and Irish Lions test match.
Yeah, and we've got this great perspective from Springboks coach Rassie Erasmus. It's fascinating stuff why top coaches can see the same thing so differently.
And how one of them actually lost an internal bet over it.
Huh? Yeah, that part's brilliant.
It really captures those moments, doesn't it, where the heat of the game meets the letter of the law.
It does.
Okay, before we properly get stuck in, if you love rugby talk like we do, make sure you're following Rugby Obsession wherever you get your deep dives. You really don't want to miss out.
Definitely subscribe.
So let's get right to it. This deep dive, it focuses on the end of that second test match. Wallabies versus the British and Irish Lions. Reported July 29, 2025.
And it wasn't just any moment. It was the deciding moment of the whole match.
Okay, so paint the picture for us. What exactly happened?
Right. So the flashpoint, the thing everyone was talking about, was a clear-out. Jac Morgan on Carlo Tizzano.
A clear out. Okay, so removing a player from the ruck.
Exactly. Legally trying to secure the ball. But this happened, like, seconds before Hugo Keenan scored the winning try for the Lions.
So the legality of that clear out directly impacted the try?
Precisely. It was super quick, but the implications were huge. It basically decided the game.
And the ref, Andrea Piardi.
Well, after looking at it, must have been intense pressure. He ruled it legal. Try stands. Lions win.
Right. But the coaches,
Yeah.
that's where it gets interesting.
Oh, yeah. Immediately, you had Joe Schmidt for the Wallabies and Andy Farrell for the Lions offering, well, the report called them polarizing views.
Which makes sense, I suppose. One coach loses, one wins, based on that call.
Totally. Think about the pressure cooker they're in.
Yeah.
Everything on the line, the series, prep, careers maybe,
Yeah.
and they look at the same split-second thing and just see it completely differently. Schmidt's obviously gutted, feeling hard done by.
While Farrell sees it as, the right call that got them the win. Vindication.
Exactly. Their view is colored by the result, naturally.
It does make you think, though, how can two coaches, both incredibly experienced, have such opposite takes on what should be a rule interpretation?
Well, that speaks to the speed, the intensity, maybe some gray areas even within the rules. It's why these debates often rumble on, isn't it?
Yeah, long after the final whistle, which brings us nicely to Rassie Erasmus.
Exactly. His perspective is so valuable here.
Right, because he offers this masterclass in nuance, doesn't he? He's talking from the box training camp, getting ready for the rugby championship.
So he's got that bit of distance. He's not caught up in the immediate emotion of that specific game.
Allows for a more sort of neutral view.
And what's really interesting is he didn't just pick a side. First thing, he sympathized with the two coaches. He got it.
He understood why Schmidt would be feeling, really disappointed.
Yeah, and why Farrell would be really happy. He acknowledged the emotion. But then he brought in his own angle.
Yeah, the prediction pool. That was great.
Wasn't it? He revealed he was part of this internal betting pool the bot coaches had.
Right.
Just for fun, presumably.
And he'd predicted a Wallabies win.
Yep, by 4 points. 27-23 was his exact score. So when that Keenan try stood and the Lions won...
He lost his bet.
He did. He admitted it. Said something like, I lost our internal one on that one.
It kind of humanizes the whole thing, Even the top coaches are making guesses and dealing with the game's unpredictability.
Totally. But here's the key thing. Despite losing his bet, he immediately shifted to the official line.
Right, the World Rugby stance.
Exactly. He stressed, look, World Rugby came out and said it was the right decision. And his conclusion from that...
Everybody has to accept it.
Spot on. That's the professional reality. It's not about your personal take or your betting slip. It's about the game's authority.
So when World Rugby rules like that, does it genuinely settle it for the coaches, you think? Or is it more like, okay, we have to accept it publicly?
That's a good question. I think it's probably a bit of both. The emotion might still be there, privately.
Sure.
But professionally, the expectation is clear.
Yeah.
You respect the governing body's call. It's fundamental, really, for the sport to function.
It maintains that integrity, I suppose, even with tough calls?
Yeah, it has to. It's about accepting those fine margins and the finality of the whistle, or in this case, the TMO review and the ref's call backed by World Rugby.
And Erasmus, he didn't just stop there. He linked this whole thing, the Wallabies' performance, into the Springboks' own planning.
Which is classic top-level coaching, isn't it? Always thinking ahead, analyzing opponents.
Okay, let's shift to that a bit. Because the Wallabies, despite the loss, they actually played pretty well in that second test, didn't they?
Oh, definitely. The report called it a much-improved performance. They were leading for a long time.
Yeah, 23-5 up at one stage. That's commanding against the Lions.
It really is a big step up for them.
But according to Erasmus, this wasn't actually a surprise to the Springbok camp.
Apparently not. He said it did not influence our team selection for the Rugby Championship. They expected the Wallabies to be capable of that level.
Shows the depth of their analysis, doesn't it? They weren't just reacting to one result.
No, and he elaborated on that. He talked about intensity. He felt the Box's earlier games, say against Italy, weren't quite at the same level.
Okay.
But the Wallabies, having just played 3 games against the British and Irish Lions...
They'd be battle-hardened, used to that top-tier intensity already.
Exactly. That Lions series was effectively a high-level tune-up for them heading into the Rugby Championship. A significant factor.
Makes sense. And Erasmus showed respect for Schmidt, too, didn't he?
Yeah, called him a great coach.
Yeah.
And added that the Box know the players pretty well. There was no underestimation there.
Just a clear-eyed view of the challenge ahead.
Precisely. He finished by saying they expect tough battles against them, as well as New Zealand and Argentina. Standard stuff for the Rugby Championship, really, but grounded in that recent analysis.
It really shows how every match, even the controversial ones, feeds into the bigger strategic picture.
Absolutely.
And hey, if you want more deep dives into that kind of rugby strategy and analysis, you know what to do. Subscribe to Rugby Obsession. We bring this stuff to you regularly.
Please do. We love getting into the details.
So let's pull this together. What's the takeaway for you listening?
Well, this single call, this whole episode, it really shows the incredible pressure cooker of elite rugby.
Yeah, on everyone involved. Players, coaches, the refs especially. And it highlights the razor-thin margins, the need for precision, but also that ultimate authority of world rugby.
Even when coaches feel strongly the other way or, lose their internal bets, at the end of the day, the ruling stands.
It's that mix, isn't it? The raw emotion, the technical rules, and then the need for a final decision.
Absolutely. And we really want to know what you think. What was your take on Rassie's perspective, that blend of empathy and acceptance?
Yeah, and how do you feel generally about these controversial calls? When World Rugby makes the definitive statement, does that settle it for you as a fan? Or does the debate linger? Let us know.
We'd love to hear your opinions.
And maybe a final thought to chew on. In this age of, super slow-mo replays, TMOs, endless analysis, how does that balance work between the gut reaction, the expert views like Schmidt's and Farrell's, and then the cold, hard final rolling from the top? Does it help the game's integrity? Does it make it easier or harder to accept those tough calls?
It's a really interesting tension in modern sport, isn't it?
Yeah.
Passion versus process.
It really is.
Finding that sweet spot is crucial for rugby.
Well, thank you for joining us for this Rugby Obsession deep dive. We hope you got some real value from digging into the layers behind that one moment.
Yeah, how a single clear out can spark so much discussion and strategy. If you enjoyed it, please hit subscribe on Rugby Obsession. You won't miss our next deep dive.
We look forward to you listening to our next episode.